in the silence of our inner struggle. When life sharpens its blade against our spirit, a real man does not yield. We don't crumble under the weight of adversity, we transform. The Stoics taught us that the battlefield of life is not fought with a sword, but within our own minds. The true essence of manhood lies not in the defeat of others, but in the conquest of the self. We live in a world where chaos thrives, where the tides of fate can turn without warning. To many, this is a source of dread, a constant reminder of how little control they possess. But for us, those who embrace Stoicism, the chaos is merely a canvas. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. In every breath we take, in every challenge we face, we discover our power not in altering the world, but in mastering our response to it. The illusion of control. Many of us grow up believing we must control the external to tame the storms, to bend the world to our will. But such a belief is a mere mirage, a trick of the mind that leads only to frustration and despair. We see this in the weak, who tremble at the uncertainty of tomorrow, who lose themselves in anger, envy, and sorrow when they cannot control what lies beyond their reach. We see it in those who are enslaved by their emotions, who react without thought, and are ruled by their impulses. They are not men, they are mere vessels tossed and turned by the winds of fate. A real man understands that the only true control lies within. Epictetus, the Stoic slave who became a revered philosopher, declared men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. When we internalize this truth, we realize that the universe does not conspire against us. It merely is. And in this is we find our freedom. We are not shackled by the chains of circumstance, we are liberated by our perception of it. The power to choose our thoughts, our reactions, and our emotions becomes the armor with which we face life's battles. Overcoming destructive emotions, we are not immune to pain. We do not seek to numb ourselves to it. Pain is a part of life, it is inevitable. But suffering is a choice. Anger, fear, envy, these are the poisons that corrode the soul. A real man knows that to be at the mercy of these emotions is to surrender his power, his very essence. We do not fight them by ignoring them, we conquer them by understanding them, by facing them head on, and by stripping them of their power over you. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Destructive emotions are born from the anticipation of pain, the fear of what might come. But why waste our energy on what has not yet occurred? Why drain ourselves with imagined torments when we could instead strengthen our resolve, prepare our minds, and cultivate an unyielding spirit? We learn to be indifferent to what does not serve us. We learn to channel our energies not into lamentation, but into transformation. The virtue of endurance. There will be moments when the weight feels unbearable, when the darkness seems unending. But remember this, the darkness is where the strongest roots grow. Endurance is not passive suffering, it is active strength. It is the choice to stand firm in the face of the storm, to bend but not break, to face each trial with a steady gaze and an unyielding heart. As Epictetus said, difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Every challenge, every hardship is an opportunity for us to reveal the depths of our character. We do not curse the obstacles on our path, we welcome them. For it is through adversity that we are molded, through struggle that we are shaped. Each trial is a test, each hardship a chance to prove to ourselves, not to the world, not to others, but to our own souls, that we are unbreakable. The quiet power of Stoic confidence. True confidence does not shout. It does not demand recognition. It moves silently like a river cutting through stone. We do not need to prove ourselves to anyone but ourselves. The weak seek validation in the eyes of others, the strong find it within. We learn to walk with a quiet certainty, a calm assurance that we are prepared for whatever may come, because we have trained our minds to be imperturbable. This is not arrogance, it is understanding. Understanding that life will bring both pain and joy, loss and gain, and through it all, we remain steadfast. We do not measure our worth by the ephemeral victories of the world, money, status, fame. These are illusions. The real battle is within, and every day, every moment, we strive to be victorious over ourselves. The brotherhood of Stoic warriors. We are not alone in this journey. Each of us, guided by the wisdom of the ancients, walks a path forged by the trials of those who came before us. We draw strength from each other, from the shared understanding that to live as a Stoic is to live as a warrior of the mind. We do not need to raise our voices to be heard. Our actions, our choices, and our silent resolve speak louder than any words ever could. So let us stand together in the face of life's challenges. Let us embrace the chaos, the uncertainty, and the pain, knowing that they are not our enemies, but our allies in growth. Let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The obstacles we face are not barriers, they are stepping stones. The call to mastery. The time is now to look within, to silence the noise of the world and to hear the steady drumbeat of our own strength. We are not here to be mere participants in life. We are here to master it, to rise above the trivialities and pettiness of existence, and to become who we are meant to be. We are Stoics, bound not by blood, but by the unyielding commitment to our own growth. And in this, we find our freedom, our power, our purpose. When the world is in chaos, we stand firm. When others falter, we press forward. And when the darkness comes, we do not fear it, we embrace it. For it is in the darkness that we find our true light. This is how real men deal with life's challenges. This is how we as Stoics transform the trials of life into the triumphs of the soul.